Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first look at the new Mahindra XUV700, and I have to say it is a good looking car. First up, the obvious thing that we notice is the new Mahindra Twin Peaks logo, and there's a whole spiel about that which we will get into later. But most importantly about the car, let's just look at it. It is an SUV. It is 149 kilowatts with 380 newton meters of torque, and it is a good looking vehicle, I have to say. So from the outside, what can we tell about the inside? Not a lot at the moment, other than the vehicle is locked, although the door there, as you can see, are these new pop-out style handles, and this one is ready to be opened, even though the mirrors say it is closed. And I have to say, as far as alloys go, these really are not bad. 18 inches on this particular model. This is a 525,000 rand mid-range of the offerings available to us in South Africa, and we will show you the inside as well as a few more details when we get stuck into the car a little bit later on. And in take two, where I was previously rudely interrupted, the inside of the vehicle. As we can see, it is indeed a 7-seater. We don't have a hell of a lot of space here for our suitcases and things, but really, did I mention the car costs 525,000 rand for this particular model, which is the mid-range spec? That's plenty storage space for suitcases and what have you, and there is a lot of leg room. Doesn't look like it because some people have placed their luggage in an inconvenient space, but inside here, plenty leg room, and we have of course our usual 60-40 split, 2 more cup holders, and a gorgeous white interior. I have to say, I quite like it, and the obligatory these days, mandatory enormous sunroof, complete with big truck passing us on the side of the road making a lot of noise, and the front of the vehicle. From the exterior to the interior of the Mahindra, it's a case of push, pop out handle, in we go, and we're into a very interesting and neat looking interior. As I mentioned earlier in the drive-through, the volume control is here, as we can turn it down. I'm going to close the door because it's quite windy here down in Cape Town. And I'm just going to run you through this dash. What's really interesting is you've got 2 10-inch displays. They are crystal clear, they're bright, and of course, being digital, you can customize them, you can change them as you like, and you've got about a squillion menus that you can scroll through on the dash. As you can see, it just goes and goes and goes and goes, and obviously we're cycling through them, but anything you want you can have at your fingertips, and pretty much everything on the car appears to be customizable, including quite a comprehensive set of driver aids. And that includes lane alert plus lane control, so the car actually steers itself to keep you in your lane, and it is good. I won't say it's the best I've ever had, but we're talking about a 7-seater SUV priced at 525,000 rand, and the fact that it has these safety features is remarkable. And certainly the couple of minutes behind the wheel, you get used to what the Mahindra is actually looking at on the roads, and you can adapt your driving style accordingly. Very simple. The sound system on the car is actually by Sony. We haven't yet figured out what this logo actually means, but it makes an appearance elsewhere on the vehicle. Sound system is good. Haven't actually had the opportunity to crank it up and make a big noise yet, but the rest of the interior, as we see, we have a cup holder, which is where our Coke can lies. Coke is the nectar of life, we need it, and some piano black gloss here, which actually feels like it probably isn't going to scratch as easy as some others that we've seen before. Your central jockey stick here, you can use to control your volume or select through your menus as you like. You can program that, and you've got your various different settings here. You can put this car into different drive modes. Haven't figured yet out how, but if we look at the back here, look at these seats. They look amazing, and there's another 2 behind them still to go back. So the luxurious touches on the car are everywhere, and it has this really this upmarket feel to it that belies the pricing point at which it is pitched. I'm going to go outside and do a few shots of it there. And other point that just before I forgot, you have a resting place for your cell phone here, and there's another slot in here where my hand has now disappeared, which is actually pretty big, where you can put the second cell phone, and on the top of the range one you get wireless charging here. Exterior of the car, we are looking at LED headlights which are adaptive and actually have a high beam assist function when you are driving along at night. They have a booster, and whether the booster is this little function down here or actually integrated in the headlight, we haven't yet decided, but apparently it does add a whole bunch of lumens to your road driving experience at night. And I have to say, this daytime running light thing here over here looks reminiscent of something else we have coming to our shores very shortly. I believe the first one is off the production line already, but it is on the way, and this seems to be the modern trend of where these things are going. I'm just going to close this door handle by pushing it in. I like it, nice and neat. And we're in the new XUV700, the Mahindra, and I have to say, driving it for the first time, I've been in it for about 5 minutes. I'm quite enjoying the experience. I'm stunned to continually have to remind myself that this car is priced, pinching myself as I have just done on my leg, at 525,000 Rand. We have two 10-inch high-res displays that are crystal clear, bright in our South African sun, and we have a well laid out dash here with logical dials for everything. Our automatic 6-speed automatic transmission. It is not a CVT, so it's a good old-fashioned torque converter, and the car pushes along on the road at a remarkable rate of knots. If you choose to floor it, you get the full 149 kilowatts, 380 newton meters kicking into play, and it's more than enough to shove this vehicle along at considerable speed. Bearing in mind it's 1,825 kilos in mass, which is substantial, but the car inside is comfortable, the lines are clean, the layout is sensible. All the knobs and switches and dials and accessories, you've got a squillion of them on the steering wheel, and it has driver assist aids, which is what you hear beeping continuously, which may be a little sensitive, but I'm sure there are options where one can turn it off. We just haven't found them yet. But on the whole, it is an incredibly solid car, and I think Mahindra are going to do very well with it.